I have a Trane Xl80. The red light on the circuit board is blinking. When I turn on the heater, the ignition sensor heats up and glows for about 20 seconds then goes off. The gas doesn't seem to be flowing and lighting. The blower will come on after a while but only blows cool air. Fuse box and filter are okay. Sensor is clean and the igniter isn't cracked. Please advice. Hello. Does the red light seem to be blinking a code '.a specific sequence of flashes?
No, it is just a constant blinking.
Okay. Have you had problems in the past? New to the house or anything like that?
No, I have had this furnace for 9 years. I should say about the light, currently the thermostat is turned off. Don't know if that makes a difference.
Yes. A steady blinking light just means no call for heat. Or standby. Here is what I would try. Turn the furnace up and let it try to heat. Let it go through its cycle and fail 3 times. That will lock out the board and should start a fault code on the LED. There is usually a legend inside the furnace compartment that tells what the fault codes are. For instance, 3 flashes, pause, 3 flashes. Would be a pressure switch error. That will give us a place to start. Do you own a voltmeter?
Yes, I do.
The other thing you can try. When the igniter warms up, see if you get 24 volts to the gas valve. I'm guessing not, but you could try. Sometimes these things are as simple as a loose connection somewhere. I would also try unplugging and replugging every plug-in connector. Power off, of course. We know the control module is getting power since it is lighting the igniter. If no power to the gas valve, could be a bad module or just a loose connection.
Where is the gas valve? I also checked the flashing light code and I think it is just calling for heat.
The silver device right in the center front. 1/2 inch gas line in and out. It will have 2 wires attached. When the igniter warms up, the control should send 24 volts AC to the gas valve wires. If you're not sure or comfortable checking it, I would suggest getting assistance.
Customer C9FL19D. I see the device and the gas line going in and coming out. I don't see any wires attached directly to the device. What colors might they be?
Should be 2 wires plugged in top. On my Trane they happen to be gray and red. Typical Trane valve.
Directly on top of mine is a 3-wire plug right next to the gas on/off switch. There are no other plugs. Any ideas? I also unplugged and replugged everything.
Let it cycle and fault out and see if you can recover a fault code. It may or may not help.
Okay.
I might also try removing the lower access panel, power off, and unplug the main control board and replug it.
I got a 2 flash code. It says external lockout tries exceeded.
I was afraid of that. Do you ever even hear a click from the gas valve? I'm guessing no.
I'm not sure. I wasn't listening for that. Would you like me to try again?
You can try.
Be right back. I'll just try for 1 cycle.
I'm guessing it won't. You're pretty much going to need a volt reading at the valve. It could be a bad control module not powering the valve. Could be a bad valve not opening, or I've even seen an igniter glow but not register enough current at the module to make it send power to the valve.
It didn't. Is it time for me to call someone in? Any idea about cost?
Cost is going to depend on what turns out to be defective. A gas valve or a board are both going to be between $150 and $200 each, I am guessing, plus service. Hopefully it will be something simple. But if it was a simple air switch issue or a limit control holding it out, the igniter wouldn't glow. There is one more test if you're willing.
I'll try anything.
Locate the air-proofing switch in the front of the furnace. It will have 2 wires and a rubber hose attached.
I know where that is.
Disconnect the rubber hose from the switch and blow back towards the furnace on the chance that there is some crud in there not letting it make good contact. That can happen. If the switch drops out during the ignition cycle, it won't light.
I'll try and then turn on the heat again.
Okay. Hope it works.
No luck.
Wow.
Did you mean crud in the plastic tubing?
Obvious question. Your gas is on?
Yes, the valves are open and the switch is in the on position.
Okay, and other gas appliances working?
Yes, hot water heater is okay. That is the only other gas appliance I have.
It sounds like a defective control if you are getting a steady flash, calling for heat, but nothing happens. Do you hear any hissing of gas out of burner orifices when you first turn it on and call for heat?
No, there is no hissing.
Did you shut power to the unit off, wait 10 minutes, and turn back on?
I did that before I started talking with Tom. I can do it again and get back to you.
Do that and then let furnace try to start in heating mode. Without touching anything, check for a diagnostic LED code flashing. Tim. Not trying to butt in. You might want to reread my conversation with Paul.thx. Tom. No problem, Tom. I just like to start fresh.
Okay, turn the furnace back on. Cycled 3 times. The 3rd time the blower came on but still no gas flame. The LED showed 2 flashes, external lockout, tries exceeded.
You may have a burned out igniter. This time I want you to shut the furnace off right at the switch down by the furnace and be down there with the top cover off. Turn the switch back on. First, the inducer motor should start small motor at the top of the furnace. Then the igniter should glow, gas should come out, burners should light and stay on. Tell me if any of these do not happen. Inducer motor starts, igniter glows, gas doesn't come out, burners don't light. Okay, I think we've narrowed this down a bit. Check your incoming gas pressure to the valve. There may be a T on the piping near the valve that you can remove and make sure you have good pressure. If the pressure is good, it points to either a bad board not sending voltage to the valve, or a bad valve, getting voltage but not turning on. To narrow it down further, you'd have to use a voltmeter and check voltage at the valve, which is what Tom said earlier.
There is no T near the valve. Gas comes into the furnace through two 90-degree elbows and then into the valve. As for using a voltmeter, mine only reads 120, 240, 600,000, 800. I have a 3-wire plug-in at the valve and then 4 black wires. I guess I have to call someone to come out. I could replace the board myself, but I doubt I could do the valve if it involves the gas lines.
I understand. And it does sound more like the valve, but I'd want to confirm that before I had you order an expensive board. Good luck! Let me know how it turns out.
How difficult is that to replace? If it involves just unscrewing and replacing, I can handle that. If I have to deal with gas lines, I'm probably better off hiring someone else. Let me know what you think.
It will involve dealing with gas lines. You will have to shut off gas at the furnace, break the piping, unscrew old gas valve, pipe dope and screw a new valve, turn gas back on, check for leaks, etc. If you are not comfortable with working with gas lines and don't have the correct meter to measure the voltage, I would recommend calling in a professional.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.